1.
Talked about how Liu Shiwen is not known for her power, and she rips an opening backhand cross court, but it's well anticipated and blocked back into play. Look at this shot on 1 foot. Chen Meng off the side of the table. Beautiful. Best players in the world being from China, and how they take the ball so early off the bounce. See the same here, getting in for the forehand flip, Zhu Yuling. One of the most difficult shots in the game is the forehand flip over the table. Liu Shiwen gives a soft one there. It's not threatening enough. The down the line attack follows for the point. Zhu Yuling solid on the counter, signaling to Chen Meng what her plan is for the receive. You could see quickly Zhu Yuling grabbing the arm of Chen Meng as if to say, sorry, I'll move out of the way a little bit more to give you room for your backhand. Excellent answer from Ning, the backhand out wide. Again, from a positioning standpoint, Ning and Liu Shiwen should have the advantage. We'll be able to crowd Zhu Yuling and Chen Meng on one side of the court.
Ball 3.
Very solid flip from Ning, the Queen of Hearts. Break off the top of the net. Chen Meng catches the top and it dribbles over. Last few days have had a very active crowd, very involved here in terms of signs and fans.
6 ball.
So Chen Meng with the long push there to surprise Liu Shiwen. And that doesn't have a lot of rotation on it. A bit of a side swipe deep on the table. Relatively dead ball, but again, positioning the placement of that ball right at the back of the table. We rarely see Liu Shiwen looking uncomfortable on the opening loop. Excellent inside out forehand. Zhu Yuling creating the wide angle with the step around. Taking the ball from below net height. But deep on the table, right back to Liu Shiwen. This is a tactic we see a lot in doubles. When a player plays the ball from a little bit centered on the table, playing it back to the player who just hit the ball. You can see here Liu Shiwen quickly out of the way. For Zhu Yuling to play that down the line back at Liu Shiwen would have been a very low percentage shot. Still a 3-point lead for the pair in black. Excellent counter, Chen Meng getting ready. It's difficult to counter loop when you're leaning back. But she moves quickly, tries to keep her posture and positioning forward, upright just enough. Keeps the racket closed, stays on top of the topspin. Clever idea, long push, goes a little too long. Very ambitious shot here. Zhu Yuling catching the inside of the ball for an inside-out forehand from the middle of the table. You could see the way she fans in, keeps the racket up. Very difficult shot to sacrifice some topspin for side spin there. Oh, Ning squatting, plays the ball from out in front and spins it safely down the line. After that soft block from Zhu Yuling, the ball left out in front. It should be more trouble for Ning. Impressive balance and skill on the loop. Heavy topspin from Zhu Yuling, but no problem. Ning counters and brings it back for the angle deep to the backhand. That's 4 points in a row for the world champions in red. Two serves now, the last 2 serve set that either side will see in this game. Looks like Chen Meng found a crack in the ball. Bring it over to the umpire for inspection. I was just reading at the Czech Open later this year, they will bring in the new ball system. They're going to be trying it out where whenever a ball goes to the barrier, much like in the Chinese Super League, to keep the time moving or to keep the game moving for the TV audience, they'll bring in new balls whenever the balls hit too far to the barrier, so the players aren't walking to go get the ball. Audience isn't waiting. Either way, new ball in play. Chen Meng to start off 9-all with the serve. Well-placed serve. Liu Shiwen looking for the flip. Game point to Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling. Soft touch on both sides. Zhu Yuling and Chen Meng managed to keep it low and near the net and take game one 11-9 after a back and forth game. It's the best of 5, so the first game is quite important, but we'll be back for game 2 right after this. Back for game number 2, Liu Shiwen and Ning making a real case to come back from 5-9 to tie it up at 9 points each, but the soft touch of Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling show a lot of mental maturity out here. Again, we see a lot of young players trying for all firepower, but it definitely can pay off to play the ball short sometimes. Invest in setting up a shot later in the rally. Soft touch from Liu Shiwen, trouble on the flip from Chen Meng. Outstanding touch from Zhu Yuling, wide on the forehand to float this ball back. Recover a net ball. Let's see it one more time. Around the net post, maybe a little higher, but still low enough to be quite threatening and stay in the point. Zhu Yuling a little bit off balance there. Moves to the backhand corner. You hear the sound of the contact was a bit flatter than most Zhu Yuling shots. Similar pattern this time, but the rally continues. Zhu Yuling blasted into the backhand corner and comes right back. Liu Shiwen saving that to the deepest part of the table, and Ning once again the blocking master. So solid with that backhand block. Not this time, change of placement. Liu Shiwen plays it to the backhand side, and Chen Meng opens up cross court, exploiting the hole on Ning's forehand. Look at this placement from Liu Shiwen. Gently brings it deep to the corner of the table, just comes in so soft here. Forehand flip. Ning in position, ready to execute, but no need. So quite a different start than game 1. Now, for those of you a little bit newer to table tennis, the patterns have changed every game. One player will be hitting to the player they were not hitting to before, and of course, alternating shots here in doubles. Ning turning her back to the table to try and save that one with the backhand. Heavy spin from Zhu Yuling from behind the table, keeps the pressure on. Look how low this block is from Ning. But Zhu Yuling right at the baseline of the table on her loop. Even though that ball doesn't come down, Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling, you can see in the backhand corner how they might get caught up from time to time. Of course, the same could be said on both sides, but it's going to happen more frequently on the black side. Beautiful points. Unbelievable save. Liu Shiwen there on a panda necklace. But right here, hanging in with the backhand from off the table. Zhu Yuling saving this. Ning with the Hail Mary backhand. Zhu Yuling just running through, sticks the racket out to keep the ball in play. Again, you can hear the sound on the contact. Zhu Yuling, yes, with the harder rubber on the forehand, but still a little bit flatter. Not keeping much topspin on the ball when she goes for that counter, mostly a reactionary shot. This is one thing that sets apart the top Chinese players, though, that they are able, even in their shortest strokes, to remember to keep topspin on the ball. A whole lot of racket speed, not a whole lot of contact there from Zhu Yuling at the back of the table. Heavy spin overpowers Liu Shiwen. The racket speed from the back of the table. So it's a 2-point lead for the world champions. This is a chance for revenge for the younger pair in black. And we see a little bit of hesitation. Zhu Yuling has shown us some creativity. It's rare that we see around the net shots in the women's game. Matilda Heckom from time to time. But that attempted side spin shot was a bit half speed from Zhu Yuling. Something between a loop and a fishing shot. And now it's 4 game points for the world champions, Ning and Liu Shiwen. Forehand flip was trouble deep in game 1 for Liu Shiwen at 9-9. As the pressure builds, Ning trying to stay loose. Forehand flip goes long, 11-7. The world champions take game 2, and it's tied up at 1 game apiece. Stay right here. We'll be back for game 3 to see who takes the lead right after this. And as the players come back for game number 3, it's tied up. Ning will start off with the serve here. So remember, the team in red, Ning and Liu Shiwen, world number 1 and world number 2 respectively. World number 3 and world number 5 on the other side of the table. World number 5, Chen Meng, on the receive. This is an excellent read of the spin. Shovel serve with some spin coming around the outside of the ball, and Chen Meng side swipes it to go with the rotation and play it deep to the backhand. And this is always going to be an uncomfortable shot. Right at the back of the table, rush through to take the backhand quick off the bounce. Interestingly enough, we see Sun Ying-sha doing it quite successfully, consistently.
1-2.
Never a good time for a service error. Although I can definitely think of worse times.
3-1.
Chen Meng calling for the receive she wants to earn the 4th ball. Short to the forehand isn't a bad idea, but again, with the wingspan of Ning, And the size of the table, it's tough to keep it so close to the line and still out of reach. It's a strong shot from Chen Meng, but again, the positioning leaves Zhu Yuling with a difficult ball to see. Well played right back at Chen Meng, using her as an obstacle for her teammate.
1-6.
It starts to feel like there's a search for powerful shots and a lot of pressure coming from the black side of the table. Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling.
6-2.
Now, while opening up with a backhand sometimes creates a better opportunity for two right-handed players to set up a forehand. Beautiful shot, the step around forehand. Now ultimately I think this is what Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling want, the forehand attacks. The backhands quick off the bounce are going to have to be played for placement to set up the finishing forehands. Excellent wide play out to Ning's forehand side of the table. This is a much better start to the point, but as soon as the pressure softens up a bit, Ning, and a good laugh out there. It's tough to tell from that angle. The inside-out forehand, she goes down to the ground and gets, oh, it's Liu Shiwen, hits it twice. Now we see the different camera angle. Ning on the ground, no injury, can't get back up. And it's played right back into Liu Shiwen. That's a funny point. Look, Liu Shiwen and Ning still having a laugh about it. Gonna take a timeout here to regroup themselves because they can't get focused. They're still laughing. When's the last time you've seen that? The world champions in doubles, and one person plays the ball twice on reaction because their teammate's sitting on the ground. You have to wonder if Liu Shiwen had let the ball go, if Ning could have gotten back up and dove for it. We saw Timo Boll do the same thing. I think it was against Ma Lin, maybe 2009, where he goes to the ground, gets back up, and hits another shot falling. But you can see they've already regrouped. The smiles have turned back into game faces. And the planning continues. While it was a strong start to game 3, it's quite a close game 3 right now. Only a 2-point lead for the world champions. It's interesting seeing different camera angles out here, and the one point where you really couldn't tell what was happening from that angle. Would love to see the replay again later on. I'm sure you'll have a chance between games. So back from the timeout, Liu Shiwen and Ning at the top of the screen on the receive. Still in the lead by 2. Heavy push from Liu Shiwen. Just missed time. Chen Meng trying to deal with the flip into the body. Backhand punch goes long. See what the pinky means out here for the serves. Half long underspin serve, the depth of the table. Liu Shiwen seizing the opportunity, moving in quickly to catch the ball early. And a much deeper serve surprises Zhu Yuling, who might have had a plan to come in and receive with the backhand from over the table. It's 6 game points for the world champions. Short side of the table, ball goes too long, 11-4. Ning and Liu Shiwen making excellent use of a timeout and regrouping. We'll be back for game 4 to see if it's the last. You're watching the women's doubles finals. Stay right here.
恭喜阿成、玉妍还有这3位朋友吧。好，欢迎双方运动员来到场上。
Back for game number 4, Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling trailing 1-2 to start off now with the serve.
The first game, Chen Meng to serve. Lock on.
Now many say they are on the tougher side of the table in this playing hall with the air conditioning. They're playing against the wind.
Lock one.
And it is a necessity that they keep it cool in here or else it would get too hot, sweaty, humid. Ball would slip off the rubber, so players deal. That's why you do switch sides of the table every game. Keep it balanced, no advantage based on which side you start on. Or at least as little of an advantage as possible. Keep things balanced and fair. Streak continues for Ning and Liu Shiwen. The World Tour logo on the new D40 Plus balls. Edge of the table for Chen Meng. As wide as the shots can go from corner to corner. Ning right there waiting in case that ball comes down on the edge of the table. What a counter off the top of the net. To keep your timing on a shot like that is so difficult. When the ball clips the top of the net, Ning gets the racket behind the head, a la Ma Lin there to counter it back. And now we've got a timeout for Zhu Yuling and Chen Meng. No coaches in the corners because they're from the same national association. They're going to have to discuss amongst themselves and figure out what will give them their best chances here. Investing in the backhand early to turn and take the forehand. Again, if they can get the forehands early in the point. The difficult thing is, both Ning and Liu Shiwen cover the middle so well. So you'll have a chance to see them come back, or at least try here down 1-4. It's a 3-point differential. I've been quite impressed with players playing against the same national association, knowing when to use their timeouts. We tend to see them a little bit earlier in matches with coaches.
1-4. Light. 1-4.
Serve sits up a little bit. Liu Shiwen feels is high enough she should be able to flip it consistently for a winner. Again, from that camera angle, we can tell by the timing of the bounce, but it's tough to tell actually how high it is. Just that it's a little bit slower and a little bit higher. Smart play parallel from Zhu Yuling right back into the corner behind the momentum. Again, when the obvious choice is to go out to Liu Shiwen's forehand, she starts moving that way, and the element of surprise pays off. Ning going back to the ground, but gets up quickly this time. We saw a few moments there of indecision. There's Michael in the white, the performance coach, the Chinese team. A little bit of side spin there from Zhu Yuling. Make the ball bend back into the elbow of Liu Shiwen. Once again, this is the second point where we've seen the placement right at the baseline of the table, getting some hesitation out of Ning. Zhu Yuling's tried this on a few occasions where she keeps the racket up a little bit and hits the inside of the ball for an inside-out forehand. Tries to fan it up, play the short side of the table. The risks have not paid off as handsomely as she would like yet. Not so far. Again, this is a best-of-5 final. So Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling need to win this game. Well played down the line from Chen Meng. It's going to be a very testing match, second towel break of this game. The pair in black looking for their backhands. Some fans for Chen Meng in the crowd. Her Ask a Pro Anything will be coming out soon on the ITTF YouTube channel. I'm sure she'll have even more fans after that. She's amazing in the interview. You'll really enjoy it. And you can see the chemistry there that Zhu Yuling and Chen Meng have. This is true of both sides. Deep in thought, Liu Shiwen there. What a shot for Liu Shiwen to play that right down the line, and then the block comes back even faster. Look at the timing here. Risky shot. Chen Meng waits before moving. Comes right back, edge of the table. Still an impressive shot. Such an intense match. The fact that they keep jovial, they're able to have a good time and stay loose. Probably partially because they're playing against teammates here. While of course both sides really want to win this match, there is a sense of patriotism here. The championship will stay. The championship will go to a Chinese pair. Chen Meng serving. Beautiful backhand off the bounce. Liu Shiwen so fast cross court. A little bit off the top of the net. But for me, the shot that impressed me the most, I'd say Zhu Yuling spinning it softly, playing the softer ball instead of going for power. That one right there changes the rhythm. Liu Shiwen has to play it from out in front a little bit. She's behind the ball and has to play a softer shot. Nice change of pace from the 22-year-old Zhu Yuling on the receive now. 9 each with Ning on the serve. Heavy spin. There's a push, and then there's that almost full swing sort of motion. It looks like a chop from over the table, Zhu Yuling does. Game point to Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling. Serve comes long, but a little bit more topspin on it than Zhu Yuling reads. Or it could be a little bit less underspin. Again, coming around the outside of the ball, it's mostly side spin from Ning, and it saves game point. Could hear the umpire warning the players to continue, not take too long between points. Perfect placement from Ning right on the crossover point, and they've earned championship point. The world champions from Dusseldorf 2017. Now with a chance to retain a title here, take another title anyway, on the world tour. Keep their chokehold on Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling. And they do it. It's a serve for the receive, popped up, and the attack finishes 12-10, 3 games to 1. The world champions, Ning and Liu Shiwen, are the champions of the China Open over Chen Meng and Zhu Yuling. And a strong performance from world rank number 1 and world rank number 2 in red. You'll have a chance to see them on top of the podium later today, and maybe a chance to see Ning on top of the podium in singles as well. She'll be waiting for her singles match later against Sunying Xia. Stick around, we've got the men's doubles coming up. It's going to be the final match for this event, and it's an all-Japanese battle with the young pair of Tomokazu Harimoto and Yuto Kizukuri knocking out the first seeds Xu Xin and Fan Zhendong in an exciting match versus Jin Ueda